Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into a massive, highly charged digital debate that has completely taken over the internet lately. We're unpacking a trending breakdown by YouTuber known as Mr. Sunshine Baby, which reacts to the explosive claim that Elon Musk has crossed a financial milestone literally no single human being has ever reached before. We're going to neutrally and objectively break down this source material, looking at the colliding viewpoints, the political firestorms, and the really fascinating arguments surrounding one of the most polarizing figures of our time. It's a debate about the future of humanity, the mechanics of capitalism, and honestly, the sheer scale of unimaginable wealth. Okay, let's dive into this. To capture all the nuances without taking sides, here is our roadmap. We're going to cover 1. The Trillionaire catalyst, 2. Musk's interplanetary vision, 3. The wealth tax backlash, 4. Defending the trillionaire, and 5. The scale of trillions. Let's get right to it. Section 1. The Trillionaire catalyst, the spark. Every internet firestorm needs a spark, right? Well, just take a look at that number. That is a 1 followed by 12 zeros. $1 trillion. According to the source video, a highly anticipated SpaceX IPO is the specific catalyst that cements Elon Musk as the world's very first trillionaire. And you can hear the sheer awe from the YouTuber who talks about how incredible it is to just be alive to witness an individual reaching this level of financial power. It's a number so huge that our human brains actually struggle to even comprehend it, which leads the source creator to find a real-world comparison to help us out. And this brilliantly illustrates the staggering reality of those 12 zeros. The YouTuber points to a viral reaction, highlighting that a fully realized post-IPO SpaceX would hold a value comparable to the entire annual gross domestic product of Canada. The source notes that Canada's yearly economic output sits roughly around $2.2 to $2.3 trillion. So what the creator is pointing out here is the mind-bending fact that a single, privately founded aerospace company is operating on the exact same financial playing field as the total yearly value generated by an entire neighboring G7 nation. Section 2. Musk's interplanetary vision. Musk's ambition. So how does the YouTuber justify this unprecedented wealth? Well, we have to look at the promises being made. The source video features a speech Musk delivered the very same morning this trillionaire news was breaking. In it, Musk states that SpaceX's goal is to, quote, take the fiction out of science fiction. He's painting this picture of a future where anyone who wants to go to the moon or Mars or anywhere in the solar system can actually just go. Musk does acknowledge that there are always problems to solve down here on Earth, but he argues there also have to be things that excite humanity about the future, things that make you glad to wake up in the morning. And for the YouTuber, this vision frames Musk as a real-life superhero who is single-handedly pushing humanity forward into the cosmos. Section 3. The wealth tax backlash, media meltdown. Now we have to shift gears to the prosecution's side of the debate, or what the source describes as the media and political left absolutely melting down. The YouTuber specifically points to late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, who literally went on national television to warn his audience against Musk, branding him an obscenely wealthy weirdo. The source video creator characterizes this entire media response as a total meltdown, arguing that it's actually deeply embarrassing that the media's very first instinct is to attack rather than celebrate a historic human achievement. And this criticism isn't just coming from late-night TV, it's heavily political. The source highlights statements from California Governor Gavin Newsom, who argued that while everyday Americans are struggling to pay for basic stuff like groceries and gas, the system is fundamentally rigged to allow Musk to amass trillions. Newsom claims that the federal government is basically up for sale, letting the rich get richer while everyone else just gets shafted. But the source video pushes back hard against this narrative, claiming that these politicians are simply reading off teleprompters to manufacture fake contrarian outrage just to get engagement. Then you have Senator Elizabeth Warren bringing in these absolutely staggering statistics. The source highlights her claim that a typical American household would literally have to work more than 11 million years to match Musk's wealth. She argues that this isn't some random fluke, it's a feature of a rigged economy where loopholes allow CEOs to fire workers, replace them with AI, and let billionaires like Jeff Bezos pay a lower effective tax rate than a Boston public school teacher. Warren's ultimate conclusion, as presented in the video, is that a wealth tax is absolutely crucial right now to stop billionaires from popping champagne on $300 million yachts while working people are forced to take on extra shifts. Section 4. Defending the trillionaire. Protect at all costs. Having presented those fierce criticisms, the source video steps firmly into the defense with a really fascinating story about a Canadian media outlet. According to the video, this outlet posted an article asking if Musk's new trillionaire status was a bad look for capitalism. But the backlash to that article was apparently so severe, garnering thousands of angry comments, that the outlet allegedly deleted it entirely. Responding to that, the president of Shopify is quoted in the source saying that a country that spends more time criticizing wealth creation than encouraging it sends a dangerous message to builders, basically saying that your success is tolerated, not celebrated. The YouTuber argues this perfectly captures society's unfair tendency to penalize unprecedented success. So the crucial point here is exactly how Musk built this massive wealth in the first place. The creator argues fiercely that Musk isn't just sitting around hoarding money like a dragon, he's actively creating massive amounts of jobs, products, and services. The video lists out his major achievements, revolutionizing the global car industry with Tesla, completely transforming satellite Wi-Fi with Starlink, and pioneering re-landing reusable rockets over at SpaceX. The YouTuber draws a really sharp contrast here, claiming that entities like NASA have been stagnant for 60 years, decommissioning their tech to the point where your modern iPhone is actually more powerful than what NASA used in the past. To the creator, Musk is succeeding exactly where governments have fundamentally failed. The YouTuber also mounts a strong defense based on pointing out alleged hypocrisy. The source video directly attacks critics like Gavin Newsom, claiming that while these politicians demand wealth taxes and complain constantly about inequality, they themselves are holding personal net worths in the tens of millions of dollars. In fact, the video alleges Newsom's net worth sits around $30 million. The creator argues that these politicians are making hundreds of thousands a year, sitting on multi-million-dollar fortunes, and yet pretending to be champions of the working class just to jump on a popular anti-billionaire hype train. Section 5. The Scale of Trillions. In perspective. Now, as we wrap up, there is one final statistical perspective provided at the end of the source video to help us make sense of this whole debate. And it completely shatters our standard understanding of the wealth gap. Here it is. The average American is currently closer in total net worth to multi-billionaire Jeff Bezos than Jeff Bezos is to a trillionaire like Elon Musk. Think about that for a second. The YouTuber uses this fact almost playfully, joking that it makes them feel pretty rich to be mathematically that close to Jeff Bezos. But fundamentally, it forces us to truly conceptualize the astronomical chasm that exists between a billionaire and a trillionaire. Which brings us to our final thought today. Through the lens of this source material, we've watched a really fierce battle of ideologies play out. On one side, you have the belief that immense wealth accumulation is a glaring sign of a rigged, broken system that just leaves everyday people behind. And on the other side, there's this deep conviction that we have to celebrate and reward the rare visionaries who are actually pushing humanity forward into the stars. So the question we want to leave you with today is this. How do we balance regulating extreme wealth with incentivizing massive, world-changing technological innovation? Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer as we navigated this incredibly polarizing digital debate. Stay curious, keep analyzing, and I will see you next time.